Dragon Adrian, everybody. It's KB5MIQ Big Boy. Hey, Ham Radio Cat over here pestering me. Well, I want to thank everybody. We hit 400 subscribers today. I've got hopefully a good video here to put out for y'all today. Had a real good day at Queen Wilhelmina State Park. Their Queen Wilhelmina Ham Club Hamfest. But before we start this, as promised, I want to give either a wannabe ham or a new ham or any ham this book. This is a 1992 dang near mint condition ARRL handbook. A lot of guys asking, why are you giving a 40-year-old book away? Well, it won't cover modern digital stuff. I'll be the first to admit that. But we see a lot of questions on social media, general questions, propagation practice, propagation type questions, different antenna building questions, how to operate questions. All those answers are in that book because that's stuff that never changes. There's all kinds of information, electronic tested information in there, and I hope either a new ham or a person that wants to be a ham will get it. So here's what we're going to do. Today's Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm going to end it next Friday night. What I want everybody to do, if you want to enter in the contest, KB5MIQ is my call sign. My email is listed on my QRZ page. Send me an email with your name, if you're not a ham but you're going to be one, name, address, or a ham call sign with name and address, good mailing address, a good email address. Put in the header on the email contest, or ham call or something so I'll catch attention on it. I'll put everybody's name in a hat. We'll draw it next Friday night, and I'll make a video, announce it next Saturday. I'll get it in the mail to you. I'll even sign the inside cover, try to get W5DLX, WD5HKV to sign it, and them 3 signatures and $7 or $8 to get you a cup of coffee somewhere in the world. But we want to do this. We're trying to help new hams out, and plus people on a budget like us. So send me an email. I hope we get a lot of emails. I'll put everybody's name in the hat. I'll film the drawing of it, and I'll get it sent out to you. All I ask is when you get it, take a picture of you with it, send it back, let me put it in the video. All right. I went to the Queen Wilhelmina Hamfest on Rich Mountain, Queen Wilhelmina State Park, Mena, Arkansas. It's a hamfest that's been going on for 50 years up there. Come on up here, Cat. Had a real good time. COVID shut them down last year. I think they still had an informal meeting, but if I'd known, I'd went. But this was a real good event. It's not a big ham fest as in like on a national scale, but there's lots of stuff there. There really was. Had a great time up there. I met a fellow YouTuber and ham radio operator. Let me make sure I got his call and everything right. I can put my glasses on. Kilo Victor 5 Sierra India X-Ray KV5SIX Vern 6, a YouTuber. That's at Vern 6's YouTube channel. Y'all check it out. Good ham, great guy. He was running a POTA station up there today on 40 meters with a 891 Yaesu and a Wolf River coil setup, vertical setup with a chameleon whip on it, and we're doing real good with it. Super nice guy. Hope to work him on the air sometime, and y'all check his videos out. Okay, got a video. I bought a radio today. I'll put a video about that later. I ain't got it all tested out yet. I've got it up, but being a boomer, us old guys like our old stuff, and I found me another ICOM 701, which was my first ham radio, and it appears to function. I believe it's going to be all right. Like I told HKV, I said, I sold mine in 09 to a guy for the same price, and I told him mine wasn't working. And this guy says this was working. I didn't get a mic with it. I got a mic I got to get an adapter for, borrow one from Jeff, and we'll get it on the air. We'll do a video on it later. But I kind of like working them old radios. Don't have menus on them. Everything's a button and a knob, but couldn't pass it up for the money, so I got a radio. Will be on a future video. Now, I will talk to new hams and people on a budget and worried about spending money on antennas and things like that. And we've talked about this a lot on this channel. I've made dipoles, miniature dipoles on here. We've talked about how cheap you can make stuff. I got a video several back of me making a 3-element 2-meter Yagi antenna. And this shows you this little experiment we did today. And there'll be a video. On the end of this video, there'll be about 3 videos and a picture. There'll be a video of Vern 6 on the POTA, running his POTA station. There's going to be a couple of videos, or at least one, of Jeff talking to Cody Simplex. And I'll explain all what we did there in a minute. And then I got a picture from the hamfest we're going to put on there. One of the emblems of the hamfest. But anyway, Jeff and I went through the stuff this morning, ate lunch with his wife, and then got over there right in front of the lodge. They got a big overlook there where you got a real good clear view to the south. And we clamped Jeff's 3-element homebrew Yagi, just like the one I made. Check out that video, several videos back, to it and to the guardrail. Used a compass on the phone in the truck to find out true south, because we're headed south where we're trying to talk back to DeKalb, Texas, to W5DLX Cody. We were using an 8-watt Baofeng talkie on our end. Cody was using his 5-watt Yaesu 270 on his end, hooked to his homebrew 3-element Yagi, standing on the ground, holding the antenna in his hand, pointing it toward us. Had a little bit of technical difficulty there at first, getting the directions lined out and everything, but when we got lined out, elevation we were at, according to the app on Jeff's phone, was 2,500 feet. I think another Google app actually shows it closer to 2,600, but we're going to call it 2,500 feet. The distance by the road, according to Google, was 130 miles. When I got home and got a good internet, I pulled up Google Maps, dropped a pin at Queen Wilhelmina Lodge, and measured straight line distance to DeKalb, Texas, which is basically where Cody's at. He may be a mile south of DeKalb. Straight line distance, according to Google Maps, was 83 miles. So, for purposes of this exercise, we're just going to call it an even 100-mile distance. With us being 2,500 foot in the air, with a homebrew 3-element Yagi, basically even with us, and you'll tell in the video, we don't have it elevated, we got it on the guardrail. Cody's standing on the ground in DeKalb, Texas, holding his in his hand, pointed back toward us. Jeff and him were able to carry a conversation on 146.52 simplex about an S3, almost S4 signal, full quieting into the squelch. I mean, so that goes to show you how important antenna height is one thing. 2, antennas don't have to be expensive. Jeff got that antenna, TV antenna, give to him, one of the more big VHF, UHF antennas. Between him, Cody, and myself, we built 3 Yagis out of it, and there's still probably enough parts to build at least another one out of it. Basically, you got an antenna that doesn't cost anything. We didn't have to buy any hardware because we're all country people. We got hardware, junk screws, parts laying around. So we got absolutely no money in these 3 antennas. You've got, well, Jeff's got the 8 watt, so this one's 8-watt version. I don't know what I'm hung on here. 8-watt version, that's $40 talkie. A 5-watt UV5R we think would have done the same thing. So you look at a $25 talkie, an absolutely free antenna to make a 2-meter VHF simplex QSO at an even 100 miles. A lot of fun doing stuff like that. Prove it works. I was able to stand there with this antenna here on this 8-watt Baofeng and just basically, excuse me, I don't have COVID. I've got a head cold. I've been to the doctor. I've been tested. I could stand there and hold it up in the air and talk with the mic, and I could work a repeater full quiet that's probably 15 miles east of Cody, because I talked to Cody on the repeater before we got everything going there with the simplex. So you're looking at super cheap antenna. If you can find an old TV antenna, get it. Plenty of plans out there. I think I broke that down real good in that video. And if you've got any questions, I can probably email you the directions or a link to it. So, an antenna height. The higher you can get any antenna, the better it's going to work. I'm not knocking amps. I don't own an amp. I've never used an amp. I'm not going to say sooner or later, hey, Ham Radio Cat, I might get an amp. Right now, I'm not going to spend the money on one. But getting antenna height and a proper cut antenna is a whole big part of this hobby. I mean, this is really a fun hobby to do stuff like that. We really enjoyed doing that up there today. You know, Jeff and I have been friends for 40 years. He got me into this hobby, so we really had a good trip up there. If you ever in the Queen Wilhelmina area on the second weekend of September, look up at Hamfest and try to go to it. It's really a good local Hamfest to go to. Everybody likes to go to the big ones. I hate it they're not having HamCom in Dallas anymore. I always look forward to going to HamCom. But this one, I hope I don't ever miss another one. It's really great. Again, thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. Keep watching after I give my outro here because there's going to be some videos behind me. Vern 6 on the POTA video. You'll have Jeff talking to Cody on the portable setup we made. And I'll put the Queen Wilhelmina emblem there at the end of it. Remember, on Monday nights, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on 28.450 or 28.470, if there's somebody on frequency, that's usually where we go to 470. We have our little informal 10-meter round table. The band's been kind of dead here lately. We was having some good contacts coming in several months ago, but hadn't had anybody check in other than local people here lately. But if you hear us, please check in. It's not a formal net. We do this hoping we get people around the country check in with us. Remember, Main Trading Company, Paris, Texas. Good place for ham radio equipment. Your ham radio pages, ham radio flea market trading posts, ham radio Elmer's, Texas amateur ham radio, club pages, 4 states amateur radio, Shreveport amateur radio, Dallas amateur radio, Cowtown amateur radio. This again is KB5MIQ Big Boy. I hope we get a lot of interest for this book. We really want to try to give it away. If anybody has a question about it, if I wasn't clear on how to enter, send me an email. But right now, just send me an email, call sign, name and address. And if you're not a ham yet, you want to be, you enter it too. Send me your name and address. I'll put your name in the hat. Well, thank everybody who subscribed. It's KB5MIQ Big Boy 73. Okay, we got KV5SIX. We're at the POTA station at Queen Wilhelmina State Park.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo Victor 5, Sugar India X-Ray, calling CQ POTA from Kilo 1114, Queen Wilhelmina State Park, Mena, Arkansas. QRZ.
We're on 146.52 Simplex, and we're coming from Queen Wilhelmina State Park all the way back to DeKalb, Texas. And we have really good luck with it. Got W5DLX on the other end. It's one good part of ham radio. This is one of our homemade 3-element Yagis. That's WD5HKV there. We're doing a little practice on seeing what we can do up here from Rich Mountain, up here in Arkansas. So, having a good day up here at the Queen Wilhelmina Hamfest.